to our channel Eazy Btech. This is Sujna. In the last session, I had discussed about example programs, basic example programs, and then I started control structures. In the control structures, there are three types of there. That is nothing but selective or conditional statements, looping or iterative statements, jumping, and third one is jumping or transfer or unconditional statements. So I already started selective statement. In the selective statement, four types are there. That are nothing but if else, elif, nested if. I already covered if else. So I already told some examples on if else concept also. But now I will tell one InfyTQ question on previous paper. Let's see this example program. InfyTQ questions pattern is like that. Any company coding pattern is like that. So one description is there. Must and should you have to read this description. After that, what is the input format? What is the output format? And test cases. Here these are the test cases. So this is the first test case, second test case, and third test case, etc. Okay. So, first of all, in any InfyTQ question, first of all, you have to read the description carefully. After that, so you have to see what is the input format and output format. So, once you have to write this program, must and should test cases will be matched. Must and should match. Okay. Then otherwise, the program is not correct. Okay. So, first of all, what is the description? See here. Accept two integer values. First of all, you have to accept two integer values from the user. Accept two integer values from the user and return their product. If the product is greater than 1000, then return sum. If the product is greater than 1000, then return sum. Okay. So, what is the input format? So, you have to enter a number, two numbers. Accept two integer from the user. You have to enter two numbers. Output is only one line. That is nothing but result of the operation. Okay. See here. So, I am giving two numbers. These are the test cases. 10, 20. Okay. 10, 20. So, what is the product of 10, 20? 10, 20 product is 200. So, that 200 will be printed. Okay. So, see here. So, the next one, 20, 30. What is the product of 20, 30? 600. Automatically 600 is printed. So, 40, 30. 40, 30. What is the product of these two numbers? That is nothing but 1200. 1200 is greater than 1000. That's why it will printed sum of these two numbers. Then you have to write code. Okay. Let's open. Okay. Read this question carefully. Accept two integers from the user. Just you have to write. You have to take any variables. A is equal to int of, because here mention that two integer values. Int of input of. Okay. So there is no message here. Observe this. In the test case, there is no message. Directly we can enter numbers. So you no need to enter a message in input. Okay, let's take another variable input of okay, you no need to enter any message here. Okay, after that what you have to do next step, accept two integer values from the user. Okay, I accepted, and return their product. So product is equal to A into B. Product is equal to A into B. Okay, I calculated product. If the product is greater than 1000, then return their sum. If the product is greater than 1000, then return sum. Print A plus B. Okay. If the product is less than 1000, then else print product. Okay, I'm saving this example. Okay, if. Okay, let's execute this program. What is the first number? Must enter, you have to enter test cases here. 10, 20. The answer is 200. Okay, fine. First test case is matched. Then move for second test case. Again I am executing. What is the second test case? 20, 30. Enter this 20, 30. The answer is 600. Okay, second test case is also matched. Again I am executing this program. 40, 30. What is the answer? The output will be 70, not 1200. So third test case is also matched. Okay. So this is the example InfyTQ question. Previous papers. It is an example of InfyTQ question on previous papers. Okay. So let's go move on to the elif concept. Elif. In remaining language, elif is called as else if. In C, C++, Java, elif is called as else if, but in Python it will be treated as elif. The concept is same. Okay. Syntax. Elif syntax. What is the format of elif? If condition. What is the concept of elif? If you want to check more than one condition, then we go on to the elif concept. If condition statement, for example, I am giving statement 1. Elif condition statement 2. Elif condition statement 3, and so on. There is no limit for conditions. That's your wish. Else statements. Okay, like statement N. If observe this syntax. If the given first condition is true, it will execute statement 1. Okay, so it will execute the statement 1. Remaining is not executed. Okay, if the first condition is false, it will go for second condition. If second condition is true, second statement will be executed. remaining statements and remaining conditions are not executed. Okay. If the second condition is false, then it will move to the third condition. If the third condition is true, it will execute statement 3. It will execute statement 3. If above all conditions are false, if above all conditions are false, then it will execute else block related statements. Else block related statements. There is no chance to execute all the blocks at a time. There is no chance to execute all the blocks at a time. There is only one chance to execute only one block. Only one block. Okay. Let's see an example programs on elif. For example, biggest of 4 numbers. Biggest of 4 numbers. I am taking 4 variables like int of, input of, enter a value. Enter a value. Next, b is equal to int of, input of, enter b value. C is equal to int of, input of, enter c value. D is equal to int of, input of, enter d value. Okay, biggest of 4 numbers. So enter a value, b value, c value, d value. Here I am entering totally 4 variable values. For example, if it will check like that, if a is greater, must and should a greater than b, a greater than c, a greater than d, then a is greater. If b is greater, b greater than a, b greater than c, b greater than d. Okay, so you have to check like this. So here I am writing if a greater than b, okay, a greater than b, and must and should a greater than c and a greater than d. A greater than d. If a is greater than b and a greater than c, a greater than d, then print a is greater. A is greater. Either. So, if any one condition is false, it will move on to the elif block. Okay, here see here, it will continue the indentation block. Then you have to clear this block. Okay, by click on backspace, elif, write a condition. See here, I already checked a value. Then you have to write only b greater than c and b greater than d. If b is greater than c, b is greater than d, then print b is greater. B is greater. Again, if I already checked a value and b value, just you have to check here b, c and d. Print c is greater. See here, I already checked a value, b value, c value. If a is not greater, b is not greater, c is not greater, then what is the greatest value? That is nothing but d. Then you have to write else block here. Else print d is greater. D is greater. Let's see execution of this program. Enter a value 12. Enter b value 45. Enter c value 3. Enter v value 56. D is greater. Okay. Again I am executing So here else block is executed successfully. So we have to check remaining blocks also. Again I am executing. Enter A value 12. Enter B value 34. C value is 2. D value is 4. Here B is greater. Again I am executing. 12, 3, 4, 5. A is greater. I already checked D, B, A. Okay. Now C. 23, 45, 67, 4. C is greater. So all the blocks are working successfully. All these blocks are working successfully. Okay. This is the example program for ELIF. This is the example program for ELIF. Okay. Let's see one InfyTQ question on ELIF concept. And the previous question is on if else. The next question is ELIF. First of all, you have to read the description carefully. Accept units from the user and return power bill. So it is a power bill program. Accept units from the user and return power bill using following rules. So we have to follow these rules. If units between 1 to 50, generate minimum charge is equal to 100 rupees. Generate minimum charge is equal to 100 rupees. If units between 51 to 100, then unit charge is 3 rupees per unit. If the units between 51 to 100, each unit charge is 3 rupees. If units between 101 to 200, then unit charge is 3.50, means each unit charge is 3.50. If units between 201 to 300, then unit charge is 4 rupees. If units between 301 to 400, then unit charge is 4.50. If units are above 400, then unit charge is 5 rupees. Okay. So what is the input format? Enter inputs, enter units. Output is result of the operation. Okay. What is the input? If 45 units, what is the minimum? Minimum charge is 100 rupees. Okay. If the units is 90, means the units are in between 51 to 100. The units, so 51 to 100, 90 into 3, 270. So 270 is the answer. So the units are in between 100, 101 to 200, 123 into 3.50. The answer is like this. If we are enter minus 10, means negative units. So it will print please provide valid input. Okay. Here we can write program on this description. Okay. Must and should test cases will be matched. Either we can write, it will be treated as wrong program. Okay. Okay. Let's see an example. Okay. See here. Accept units from user in return power bill. Using these rules, accept units. U is equal to int of input of. The units in integer format, because here 1 to 50. See here 1 to 50, 51 to 100, 101 to 200. So the units in integer format. Okay. Let's see an examples. If unit greater than or equal to 1 and unit less than or equal to 50. Okay. If unit between 1 and 50, generate minimum charge. Print generate minimum charge. So not minimum charge. The answer is 100. Okay, just you have to enter 100. 100. That's it. Okay. So elif. Elif. What is the next rule? If units between 51 to 100. If units between 51 to 100. Unit greater than 50. Either you have to write greater than or equal to 51. Either greater than 50. Greater than 50. And unit less than or equal to 100. Then print. Unit charge. Each unit charge is 3 rupees. So you have to calculate here. U into. What is the units? So for example here the unit is 90. 90 into 3 rupees. 90 into 3 rupees. Okay. 90 into 3 rupees. I think it will be generated in 90 into 3 rupees. If u into u greater than 100 and u less than or equal to 200. Then what is the unit charge? Unit charge is u into 3.50. 3.50. If u less than units greater than 200 and units less than or equal to 300. What is the unit charge? Print unit into 4 rupees. Okay. If units greater than 300 and unit less than or equal to 400. What is the unit charge? Print u into 4.50. Okay. If units are above 400, if u greater than 400, print u into 5 rupees. U into 5 rupees. Else, if you enter any negative number, the above conditions are fail. Above conditions are false. Then it will execute else block. What is that? Print. Please provide valid input. Okay. Okay, let's execute this program. Match the test cases here. So the input value is 45. Okay, first test case is matched. The input value is 45 and the output is 100. Okay. Again execute this program. 90. The answer is 270.0. But 270.0. So 270.0 here the test case is not matched. Here 270 is the answer. So we can write 3 rupees, 4 rupees, 5 rupees like that. Okay. 90. 270 is the answer. Okay. Let's move for the next case. 123. Okay, here 430.5. The next case is also matched. Minus 10. What is the next test case? Is minus 10. Minus 10. Please provide valid input. Here you have to check uppercase and lowercase also. Okay. Otherwise it will treated as error. Okay. In this, please provide valid input. P should be in capital letter. So you have to write capital letter here. Otherwise it will treated as error message. Please provide valid input. Minus 10. Please provide valid input. Okay. So this is the InfyTQ example program on ELIF concept. Okay. Here today in this session I told two InfyTQ questions. One InfyTQ question on if else concept and another InfyTQ question on ELIF concept. Okay. This is the first one. Okay. On power generation. Okay. So here up to now we up to now I completed selective statements. In selective statements already in the last session I already told you selective statements or selective or conditional statements. Selective or conditional statements. In selective or conditional statements there are totally 4 types are there. If else, elif, nested if. If else, elif, nested if. So I discussed already in the last session if and if else concept. In this session I discussed about elif concept with example InfyTQ question also. Okay, in the next session I will discuss about nested if and then I will move on to the loops concept. Loops or iterative statements. Loops or iterative statements. In that loops or iterative statements, while loop and for loop is there. So in the next session, I will tell about nested if concept and also while loop concept. Okay. I hope all of you understand up to this concept. Please watch the videos continuously. So I am telling with InfyTQ example questions. Okay. So please follow these questions and it will be used for you who are preparing for InfyTQ example, InfyTQ exams on starting for 5th, 6th, I think. Okay. Just prepare for these example programs. Definitely you got a job. Okay. Thanks for watching. So tomorrow is the concept of nested if and while loop. Okay. Thanks for watching.